Hello, my beautiful people. I thought I'd have my coffee with you. These are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information out there. Please do your own research. This is for entertainment only, and be responsible with the comments. I wanted to do this video because I get a lot of messages how much of a victim Meghan Markle is. How she was victimized by the royal family who didn't appreciate her talents, how smart she is, how her PR is keeping her in the newspapers all times. Okay, let's tackle that one. She wasn't making millions in Suits, which was her only supporting role that she is. She didn't have the main role, and she never won any prizes in it, even in that supporting category. Let's start with the Hollywood stardom thing. When she got engaged, I remember reading in the newspapers, "Oh, Hollywood star," and yet I never heard of it. I mean, I know I'm old, but I still see the news, and I know who's in and out. Maybe not the two young millennials. I don't even know that they come and go so quickly, but like real stars, you get them. So I started Googling her and I couldn't find anything. And you find this one-liners here and there. To me, that is not being a successful person. She was so bad at it that she became a blogger. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Gwyneth Paltrow also did that, and Jessica Alba did that. Yeah, but Gwyneth Paltrow, she does it. She's a bona fide A-lister that she can put her name on anything. And people actually want to sponsor her, want to be associated with her name because she is an A-lister. Meghan Markle, not as much. I mean, she was spreading poop spray. Her blog wasn't anything. I mean, she was generating when she started, it was generating about $60,000 a year, which is not, it's just very decent, but not for her, because Meghan Markle is a woman who wants to live like a billionaire. I really do believe it all started when she went to the set of Married with Children, because she saw the adoration that people got, how people were treated, like stars, and that sank in her mind that she wanted to be that, regardless of whether she had talent or not. I really do think that's why she persisted for so many years at it, because she couldn't get out of her head what she saw in that set of Married with Children, how the stars were treated and blah blah blah. But unfortunately, what she didn't see is that these people had talent. It was a minor show. Actually, Married with Children started like a very minor show, very low budget. It just took off. So, but that stayed with her. But it doesn't mean, I told you before, just because I love singing, it doesn't mean that I'm good at it. However, she was not any good at it. Her role in Suits was coming to an end. She was milking every bit of PR. Dating Prince Harry was the best PR she could ever get for free, because then people started contacting her. Okay, so she's not a Hollywood star. She never was. She grew up in California. She was an actor, but she wasn't a Hollywood star by any stretch of the imagination, not even a Canadian one. As I said, I am Canadian. I lived in Toronto, and a lot of people didn't know about Suits. They didn't know about her. It was a very niche, it was a very niche show. In the last episode where Meghan Markle appeared marrying that guy, only got 800,000 views, less than the last episode, the previous episode. Suits at its height was getting 2 million viewers. At its height, it never got to 3 or 4 or 5. I mean, 2 million is pretty decent. But then after, it only got it for the first season and some episodes. After that, it was done. So how can this woman be a Hollywood star? So for you who keep sending me those emails, that is not the definition of a Hollywood star. Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep, just to name a few, Halle Berry, yeah. And what was Meghan Markle's? What were Meghan Markle's excuses for not making it in Hollywood? I'm not too black. I'm not too white. I don't look like this. There are always excuses. Always excuses. Part of being a grown-up and part of being a parent is cutting the umbilical cord with your children. Part of cutting the umbilical cord is making them take accountability and responsibility for their lives and their choices. Not blaming, oh, I didn't get this done because of this. I didn't get this done because of that. People like Meghan Markle half-ass everything in life. Her father probably got made her used to being the princess everywhere. But she's not a Hollywood star. We are parents. As parents, we have to cut the umbilical cord. It's saying, hey, wait a minute. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. All the choices you make from now on are your own. Being a parent is giving your child the tools to be able to survive in life. I think Mr. Markle did that very well. He gave her an education, a safe and stable home, in spite of the fact that they were divorced. He tried to be as civil and loving to his ex-wife as possible, in spite of all the nasty things she was doing to him. So I think she had a good start in life. She had she had an excellent education from Northwestern University in communications, not a double major in whatever that she made up. But her father gave her a solid start in life. She couldn't make anything of it. She couldn't. Because she wanted things done quickly. And this is a woman who thinks deserves everything. She has a sense of entitlement, not of gratitude. I don't think this is a woman who knows how to say thank you. This is a woman who knows how to say, give me more. Is that it? Is that all you got to give me? So no, she didn't make it in Hollywood. And again, she doesn't take accountability or recognition for why she didn't make it. She didn't make it because she sucked at it. She was not good enough. She was not talented enough. No amount of 3 PR agencies or 4 PR agencies are going to give her talent. They're just going to make her failings more exposed. So she is not a Hollywood star, and she's not that smart. If this woman had been really smart, if she were smart, she wouldn't have behaved the way she is. But again, that sense of entitlement that she has is like, give me more, give me this. I am at the same level with you. No. And again, it has nothing to do with racism. It has to do with hierarchy. You have that in every organization, private, public, whatever. You have the general manager, you have you have a manager, you have floor employees, and they have, there's a place for everybody in a company. Not everybody's equal. We're not all equals. We all have equal rights, but within an organization, we don't. So, again, I don't think she ever planned to stay in the royal family. She knew what they were about. She wasn't interested. She was only interested on getting the titles and getting the hell out of there. To exploit the titles and to go back to Hollywood and say to them, so she can rub it in everybody's faces in Hollywood. And say, hey, this is why, tell me now that I'm not good enough. Now you're going to come and beg me to do your movie things. It didn't work because she's not talented enough and she's not smart enough. She's not a smart woman. Now, regarding her victim, that she's a victim. They say that Meghan, everybody who's worked with Meghan, they don't have anything to complain about. First of all, Meghan was a nobody. In her own words, when you're at the lower end of the barrel, you're not nasty. If you want to get to the top, you have to kiss everybody's asses. In her blog, the Unknown Actress or something like that, I think it was called, she wrote that she was demoralized going to sets, and be treated like shit, kissing people with smelly breath. I mean, that she was treated like a nobody. And she persisted, but she admits how she was treated because she was at the bottom of the barrel. And that's how, or maybe she wasn't even treated that way, but she saw it that way because in her mind, she should be the star of the show. She didn't claim racism then. Why didn't she claim racism in Hollywood when she was writing that blog saying how terrible everybody was, how they treated her like shit, how, you know, nobody cared about her, how she had to give up her union membership? Why didn't she claim racism then? She didn't. She didn't say, oh, you're racist because you're not hiring me. Why didn't she say that? Why did she only claim it when she got to the royal family? Because she knew she was going to exploit them. So this is not a woman who's a victim. The only time she had been in a position of power, look what she's done. She's mistreated everybody. She's bullied everybody in an attempt of getting even at whatever slights people gave her in her life, for what other people said to her, for people telling her the truth that she was not talented enough, that she was not good enough. So this is Meghan Markle in a position, or was in a position of relative power of fame. What did she do? She mistreated staff. She abused staff. She bullied everybody. She was not kind. She didn't know her place within an organization because, first of all, she didn't care. And for her, if you know, when they say if you don't care what the result is because you made up, you know, if you're not really interested in being part of it, you will behave horribly. This is what she did. She behaved horribly to be able to later say or claim racism and victimhood, which she doesn't have because she didn't care about staying in the royal family. What do you guys think? I mean, you know, it's like when you're at a job that you don't care, but you don't want to quit because if you quit, then you don't get the benefits. So what do? You behave terribly in the hopes that they will fire you so you get that compensation package. The problem with Meghan Markle is that had she been smart, she would have earned the hearts of people. She would have apologized. She would have been humble. She would have been thankful instead of entitled and bitter. You know, I was looking at her clothes, and her clothes is like 60,000 pounds in one dress. You know the dress that she went to His Royal Highness Prince Louis christening? 60,000 pounds, that green horrible dress that she wore, like that, the olive colored dress. I mean, Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, she wore something that was like 1,000 pounds. In another gown, she wore like 15,000 pounds. This is pounds, you know, like for my American visitors, 63,000 pounds is over $78,000 for a dress. And she's the only one who's done that, by the way. The only dress that was really expensive for the Duchess of Cambridge was her wedding dress, and her family paid for it. Meghan has been wearing dresses. The cheapest dress was like 1,700 pounds, like $3,000. I am sure she was told, you can't keep, you know, wasting money like that. And that made her even angrier. But again, if you're in a job that you don't like, you want out, but you don't want to quit, this is exactly what you do. And this is what she did. Is she smart about it? No. Is she a victim? No. People saw her coming a mile away. She was, and I know a lot of sugars, you keep writing to me, telling me that the monarchy lost an asset. No, the monarchy did not lose an asset. The monarchy dodged a bullet. They could see them coming a mile away. And so you know, a lot of people, their PR companies are saying that, oh, Harry made demands and this is why newspaper reporters are there. I don't think so. I think Harry demanded to have a lot of newspaper reporters, but the palace said no. A lot of people are also saying, oh, Meghan Markle is coming back in September. The reason why they moved the date to September is because precisely they didn't want Harry getting involved with everybody else in there. So I don't think you'll be seeing them in September. They will not be invited to the Jubilee, but this is just PR Sunshine Sachs putting that stuff out. But these are all my thoughts and opinions. Meghan was never the victim. She was the bully. And this is what she did with the little bit of fame and position of, again, semi-power which was to bully everybody and get even for whatever she thinks anybody did in the past, for telling her the truth that she was not talented enough. She didn't claim racism in the U.S. with all those directors who were not hiring her due to her lack of abilities. You know, anyway, she was calling herself white. What do you guys think? Is she a victim or a bully? Is she smart? What do you think? This is a 39-year-old woman. Do you think she's smart? Look at what she's done with what she was giving. Instead of doing something good out of it, she made the shit and the worst. But what do you think?